Hello guys, Grumpy. Welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast. Now I uploaded a video yesterday. I just decided to take a break. I didn't want to burn myself out, but I did play quite a bit, actually a lot. So I got quite a bit done. Today we're going to be working on our MJ power generation. I already got a pretty good power generation, but I'm going to increase it. Now here's the directly above the house. I built that little thing. Just put something there. I don't know why. I kind of marked the house better. But I'm going to go inside real quick and give you a very quick tour. Okay, here's the ceiling. I finished the ceiling in this part of the house. I kind of like it. I always use this color scheme a lot with the zebra wood, the blue strips, and that's birch wood right there. I think it's a cool, pretty cool color combo. But we have a quarry going. It's actually on its third quarry. So what I'm doing with the quarry output is I got ender chest, and I don't have an ore processor yet. But all the output of the quarry comes into this ender chest, and it goes into this ME chest. Now this is part of, if you don't know, it's part of applied energistics, but basically it's a massive amount of storage. Now I have the 16K storage unit in there, so it'll hold, I don't know, thousands and thousands of blocks. I'm not sure the exact amount, but it's quite a bit. As you can see right now, what's in there, I only got it filled like 10% of the way, but it's basically it holds more in a diamond chest as it is. But as we go to sleep, all their output goes into here. And what we have to do now is we just grab it, because we're still in we're just now getting in the middle stage of the game where we start automating stuff. So we're not caving too much anymore. We're beyond that point finally. And so what we do now is we just throw whatever we want to process into there manually. You got to make sure you don't put the wrong stuff in there because it'll jam the system. But somebody told me I was using the wrong machine. I was using the induction smelter. So here's the pulverizer and the nothing's going. Oh, there it's go. It's working. I was sending the output of the pulverizer into the induction smelter, and somebody told me, no, that was wrong. You got to use the powered furnace. So that works pretty good. It's basically like an electric oven. It's not very fast, but it's fast enough to keep up with the output. And so the output here, this machine outputs the right, and this machine outputs the right. So you can see I have it configured here. And it outputs into this chest. So periodically, I grab all the ingots, and we throw them all in this chest. Now here's the idea that shows you the storage capacity. This one right here, this one's only 1/8 of the way full. So I've got, I don't know how many blocks that is. It looks like about 8 or 10,000 blocks or something like that. But that's pretty handy. So in here I'm putting all of our iron and our copper and our tin. And it freed up this chest. Now I'll worry about this later, but I've never messed with applied energistics. So far the only thing I've done is I've built 4 of these chests and 3 of these 16K storage units. These things are very hard to craft, so they suck away the will to live. It's a lot of reason I've never liked to craft gates, because it's tedious and it's no fun to craft it. But this stuff's actually cool enough to where I kind of want to mess with it. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. As you can see, I'm slowly upgrading everything. All the wooden chests are gone. Then we had iron. Then we had gold, and we're slowly getting up to diamond. So I'm going to be using a combination of this stuff here, the ME chest, and I'm probably going to keep some of these chests because I don't know, like some of these chests I like. Here's our chunk loader right there. That keeps the world loaded, so it keeps everything in a 3x3 radius of chunks loaded, so it's keeping 25 chunks loaded. So if you're not familiar with that, if you go away from your base, all your machinery will stop because the chunks unload, so the chunk loader just keeps it loaded. And if you ever want to know what it's keeping loaded, you can show lasers. And there's actually, if we go upstairs, there would be lasers on the ground you can see. And it'll show the border of whatever this thing's keeping loaded. So next I'm going to show you the coke ovens. They're still being built. We've got 4 of them now. They are working. So you can see them processing the stuff right there. Now, we just need enough clay and materials to finish these 2. So that's a work in progress. But let me show you how it works. I can't remember if I showed the other episode. I don't think I had it automated last episode. I can't remember. But This right here is liquid duct, and you have to put a redstone torch next to it. So if you look right here, here's a redstone torch. And so this, anytime this thing produces creosote, it gets sucked out, and it's coming up to right here and going over there, and over there is where I have the liquid transducer. So before I go over there, I'll show you the Buildcraft stuff. So Buildcraft, I'm using redstone engines to suck out the cold coke. And that's an iron pipe. They merge them. Now these iron pipes are different than they used to be. It used to be opaque, meant closed. Now opaque means open. I have no idea why you changed it. It seemed like it made more sense the other way now. But whenever this furnace or this furnace produces a piece of coal, it'll go into here and merge, and it travels down here, and the gold pipe speeds it up. It goes up in there, and it goes over to the other room. So let's go over to the other room. We'll check it out real quick. And I figured out how to use the hoppers. They weren't that hard. I was like a 5-minute tutorial. They're actually kind of cool. I like them better than the other hoppers. I imagine everybody does. But now I've got 9 generators, and most of the time I don't run them because I generate more electricity than I need. As a matter of fact, this stuff's kind of building up on me. I still haven't fully automated yet. I'm just now got it automated where here, as you can see, the liquid coming in into the, it's called liquid transposer. And in here, the output of the, the cold coke goes into this gold chest. And so now if I want to make some stuff, what I do is I just throw some glass bottles in here. They're really you make them like a bucket, but you use glass instead, and it'll make a bottle instead of a bucket. So the hopper puts them in here. As you can see, it's full. It's just waiting on creosote. So as soon as this thing gets some creosote, it'll fill them up, and then they go in here. And periodically I'll walk over here and I'll grab some like this, however many, and just manually fill them up like that. Now I'm going to automate this better, but like I said, we're still in the early stages. We're just now through with the constant caving, where we caved and caved and caved, me and my girlfriend. So now we're to the point where we're building stuff. So the way I do this manually is I just look at the MFSU and I kind of gauge how many bottles it's going to take to fill it up. And actually, I think I put in too many. I don't know how many I need to put in there, but I usually generally wait till it's like down to 8 million EU or something. But like I say, we got plenty of electricity. So we want to eventually, a lot of reason we got a lot of electricity now because we're not processing anything at the moment. This right here is doing most of the work, but we manually process stuff over here. So let's say I want to make a stack of sand, which we actually have been doing a lot. You just throw it in there, and you can see how fast it is. I've got 11 overclockers, and that drains the MFSU pretty fast, actually. So let's go over here and look at the MFSU. So as you can see, it's dropping pretty quick. It's using like 2,000 or 3,000 EU per second, probably. So if I wanted to stand there and make like 10 stacks of sand or something, it'd probably drain like 1 million EU from the system or something like that. Infinite water source. It used to be over here. Removed it. I've expanded this room. As you can see, I've got a ton of engines. I've got 12 force engines. And I finally got redstone conduit. And by the way, I didn't show that over here. Sorry for the jerkiness. I think a lot of that's my mouse. I don't know how to adjust it, but I think I need mouse smoothing. I don't think there's a setting for that in Minecraft, though. Okay, I got 2 magma crucibles and 2 liquid transposers over here. One of them processes redstone, and the other one processes the ender pearl. So I think I use this for the tesseracts, and I use this for like the redstone energy conduit. So whenever I want to make something, I'll just throw like a stack of redstone in here, or a stack of ender pearls here, and then you put whatever you want to fill up over here. So I don't know if I'll need a third one for glowstone. I don't remember ever using liquid glowstone before. I know you can make it, so I'm sure there's a use for it, but I've never had to. Okay, now our project today is, in fact, we'll go up there in a minute. I'll show it to you, but I've got a little pen with cows in it, and we're going to milk them with a rancher. And we're going to use that to power this. These 6 engines right here are for the quarry. And actually what I need to do is tear this one down. And the reason being is because we're not going to need it anymore. Now the quarry, as far as I know, it might have changed, but it has a maximum output or a maximum input of 50 MJ. Well, these engines running on water and liquid force, they each produce 8 MJ per tick, and there were 6 of them. So 6 times 48 is 48 MJ. So I was pretty much powering the Quarry at max power. But what I'm going to be doing is using that milk, and the milk has a throttle of 2.5. That means it multiplies the power by 2.5. So instead of these engines putting out 8 MJ per tick, they're going to put out 10. So 5 engines will put out exactly 50 MJ, which is perfect. And it's also going to conserve the force gems, because it seems like I'm barely getting enough out of the quarry to keep up. And I've actually made a couple trips to the nether to supplement my liquid force, because I was like running out of gems and stuff. As you can see over there, heather tanks are not really necessary. I just have them there just so I can see what's going on. But here's where we're going to pop in the milk from. I already got the canal built, so you don't got to watch me dig. I'm going to lay it on video, but we don't have to watch it. But anyway, back to over here. I'll explain this a little bit better. Okay, this is the aqueous accumulator. It goes up underneath. It powers all 6 of these engines. Now, I'm only running one. Generally, I don't need more than one of these. This is just powering these 2 machines here. They're producing, or they're consuming 6 MJ per tick. And I don't remember what the transducer over here consumes. It's either 2 or 4 or something like that, but it generally doesn't run half the time. So I'm just going to I'll just leave it like that. And as you can see right here, I actually have 2 separate power grids. This one right here is for the quarry. The quarry, or these 6 engines feed this redstone energy cell, and this thing is programmed now to output 48 MJ per tick. I've got it shut off because I don't want to drain it, and I got the quarry down so I can work on this. But I really don't need the redstone energy cell. The reason I have it here is so that I know whether the quarry is running. So it's like if I had this on and this thing started charging up, because I'll set the input to the same as the output. So that means this shouldn't change, because whatever's going in is going out. So right now it's like 98,000. We'll sit there at 98,000 as long as the quarry is running. But if the quarry ever stops for whatever reason, this will start charging up. So I don't have to go to the quarry to know whether it's running or not. So that's why I recommend putting that redstone energy cell there. Plus, if I would have thought it out better, I could have charged it up, and then the quarry could have ran for a little while I worked on these engines. But I need to get something else where you're gonna. Oh, let me explain this side real quick. Here, as you can see, I got more of that redstone energy conduit. It's transferring the MJ to all these machines around here. And here's these engines. Now, these engines over here, I had them set up. You probably, if you remember a second ago, I could turn all these. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let me get that up. There we go. I have these all programmed to go off and on at once, but the other side is adjustable. That's because, well, depending on what I'm doing, I need different amounts of electricity. Let me put it on there, just like that. So there we go. I turn on all 6 engines at once because the quarry's either be running. There's no reason to run at partial power, I guess. But over here, it's fully adjustable. Now, what I did do is I enabled the power converters mod. It's in the mod pack, but it's disabled. And that's going to allow me to convert MJ into EU. And so I may be using that to generate some of my power. But anyway, let's go up. Let's start building this thing right here. What I needed to go back and get was some tanks. I don't need the tanks for the milk, but there we go. The reason I'm grabbing the tanks is because I wanted an indicator just like this. I want to be able to see, like, for maybe some reason the milk stopped producing or something, I'll be able to tell from this. This isn't going to be real pretty, but it's going to be what it is. So this is going to be a little difficult getting this up here. But basically over here, what I need to do is I got to feed my liquid in from the top. So let me pillar up here. That's still not good enough. Let me dig this out. I'm going to lock this up too, just in case. Okay, I can see the top now, so there's my liquid duct. And I'm just putting enough tank here just so I can get just so I can kind of see it. So I need to come back more to where I am. Now I know this isn't the best tank in the world. Like I said, I'm not really trying to store the milk too much. It's a little bit of milk being stored, but I'm more or less just wanting to see if that tank starts draining, I'll know that something's wrong. I didn't think that out too good. I don't guess I'll be able to get back out that way. I think I'll be able to get out the other way though. I'm pretty sure I will. I'm going to have to do a little digging though. You can hear all the cows. There's a ton of cows. I actually had a breeder there, and we were breeding them for a little while. And then it's nighttime. Let me run in the house and sleep. This area isn't very safe. I don't want stuff blowing up. All that machinery is exposed and stuff. So the last thing I want is for all that stuff to explode. My experience is a creeper can blow something up. He will, so that's where we're at on that. It looks like I set that cable to... Oh, never mind. I'll worry about that later. Okay, let's go back out here. Oops. Buildcraft Ranch. Now, I actually did build 32 solar panels. That's all I'm going to build, because honestly, if you want to get to the end of this game as quick as possible, just spam solar panels. It's always been that way. No matter how hard they make it, they're still the best way to generate electricity. Even with Greg Take, I'd spam these things. The only thing is I was spamming the low-level ones. These are all low-level ones, but I built like 32 of them, but I'm not going to build any more. Honestly, if I wanted to at the stage of the game I am, within a couple days, I'd be generating thousands of VU per tick. I love building these things. I'm very fast at building them. I used to build them on a ton of tech, and I used to build them stacks at a time, and I got very fast at it. So, but there's no fun in it, so I'm not going to do that. So with this pipe has to come over like this, because I believe we got to connect it to there. Now we got to hit this with a wrench, and we're going to have a redstone torch. So I don't have a redstone torch, so let me make a lever. I hope the cows aren't too loud. They're pretty loud on my end. Oh, I don't need that. But I do want a cobblestone block there. I think it'll look better. We'll fill that up. And let me make a lever real quick. Now, I'm not sure if this thing has worked. I've never used it before. I just kind of watched a video on it. But anyway, that right there turned it on. All them cows are falling down there. For some reason, the cows are getting out. I have no idea where they're getting out at. I know if you don't put this block up here, they can jump over, but some way or other, they're still getting out. They're like, I don't know if they're just spawning outside or what, but anyway, let's go ahead and hook our power up. So how are we going to be getting power? Well, for right now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hook a battery box up to right here. So there it is right there. We're going to hook this up. And at that point, I believe I need glass fiber cable. I'm not sure how to get the glass fiber cable hooked up to it though. I guess I can come in from the bottom. I think, I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks that way. Now I don't think these things draw much power, but I don't know how much, so I have an EU reader with me. There we go. It's kind of ugly, but let's check it out now. There it goes. It's charging up. Now once it's charged, well, every 200 ticks, in other words, every 10 seconds, this thing's gonna do something. Oh man. I believe I'm going to have to put buckets in there. Let me try that. Let me throw my water away. I watched the video a couple days ago that showed me how to use this, so I got milk out of it. I don't know how. Oh, okay, there's milk in there. But unfortunately it's not sucking it out. So what that means, we're going to be using Buildcraft pipes with a redstone engine to suck it out. We got to feed in empty buckets. So basically, I think what would be easier to do is I'm going to build a little, like a shack up here, and have the shack process it, and then I'll just liquid duct from the shack back to there. That's going to be a lot of work. Let me see how much time we got left. Not too much. But as long as we got this going, I'm going to go ahead and finish hooking this up. And I'm going to take my EU readings. So just right click, wait a few seconds. Right click. Okay, 4.5 MJ. That's an oddball amount. Let me see if this thing's actually doing anything. 4.5. So let me measure that again. Well, that fluctuates. That's no good. So the reason I was really wanting to know that is because what I'm wanting to do is see these solar panels right here. The reason I have a back box here, I was going to put some of these solar panels, move them from over here to over here, and have just the right amount to keep those two machines running. And then, as you can see right here, I have a glass fiber cable right there, and that's directly above the MFSU. So any excess would be going down there. Originally, when I laid these solar panels down, they were powering up, or the power was going straight to the MFSU, and I had the battery box over here. But since I added these cows, then I did it this way. Probably should have that wire underground too. I think I'll do that too, but I'll do that off camera. So next time you see this, it'll be all prettied up. But let me come over here and look. I still got wheat in there. I don't need any more cows. I may end up slaughtering some of those actually. But anyway, let's just yeah, that's a lot of work because I got to, once again, I didn't think this out good. Well, I didn't know. I was thinking that was liquid, so that would have been way too easy. As you can see, I'm already charged up with milk. But this kind of sucks too because my quarry's not running. Let's go in there and see what we can do about that. Probably going to go ahead and just hook it back up to water for now. Yeah, let me go ahead and turn these. No, I'm going to turn them on yet. Yeah, as you can see right here. Somewhere here, I'm not sure where. There we go. I'm just tapping to that. I'm going to hook this back up to water right now. So I didn't think that out good. There we go. So where's the water? Oh, I got to right click it with a wrench. Let's see if I can hit it. That's going to be kind of tough. Nope, I got it. And by the way, this aqueous accumulator keeps up. It powers all the engines at once. So let's go ahead and check the engines here. I think for now too, I'm going to go ahead and hook it back up the way it was. So anyway, I'm not sure quite how I'm going to automate everything yet. I don't want to. I know that applied energistics is pretty cool, pretty powerful, but I hope it's not too OP. I don't want something OP. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for that, and I need my lever. There we go. And I pretty much keep a pile of smooth stone with me at all times because you just never know when you're going to tear the floor up. I may eventually pimp this room out, but I don't know. Okay, so we've got water slowly charging. Let's go ahead and switch that sucker back on. And we'll go over here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my output back up. So now the quarry is running again. Now I can turn it down just a little bit. You can see it charging. I just do that to verify that it's working. So it's working. The quarry is going. It's getting 48 MJ per tick. And so I'm going to do that between this episode and next, but I'll get this going good. I also still need to automate this setup here. If you remember, I had a tutorial on how to keep generators from wasting fuel. But I did it with red power. So this time around I'm going to have to use a programmable rednet controller, and so I plan on doing that. The thing is, I got to figure out how to make that stuff emulate a redstone timer. I already figured out all the other circuits. Like, let me go ahead and go get that thing for you. I'm going to eventually do a tutorial on this. Where is it? I've got it somewhere. Not in there. Maybe it's over here. This is my YouTube chest. I put stuff in here for videos. Okay, yeah, here you go. You can see all the different logic gates. I won't get into this too much. It's not as intimidating as it looks. It's basically, if you don't know how to use something, just don't use it. I don't know how to use all of them, but I know how to use most of them. Most of them are common sense, or I've watched a couple of videos, so I know how to use a lot of them. But like for example, in red power, there's a gate called the pulse former, and in here they have the same thing, but it's called the one-shot pulse. If you feed this thing a pulse, it'll put out a brief momentary pulse, just like a pulse former from red power would. And there's also a state cell, but here it's called, what's it called? Pulse lengthener. That works exactly like a state cell. But the one that's different, the one I've got to figure out before I can automate my generators, is here, the wave this wave timer. This is actually not the same timer as red power. This works totally differently. So to make it work, if I can figure out how to make a red power timer out of this right here, then all I have to do is copy my circuit from that tutorial video I've got. But anyway, these things are very, very nice. You can actually, this one block has, by default, it has 6 logic gates in it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can tie them all together. It's not too complicated. If you're designing a circuit, so it's a little more difficult, because with red power you can lay out all your gates and look at them, and it was easier for me to explain what was going on. But here, like if I was going to try to explain something, I'd have to say something like gate number 1 passes that's output through variable 4. It's more verbal than visual. I can't. What I do if I do tutorials, I may go back and do it in like Ultimate. I'm not sure if this is in there. Anybody knows that, let me know. Is this program with rednet controller, is it inside Ultimate? Because if it is, what I'll do is I'll design the circuit with red power too, and then just program it over into this. This thing is actually a lot more powerful than the red power stuff. It's pretty cool. You can do all kinds of cool things with it. Let me check the time real quick. Yeah, I'm going to show you one little thing with it. Like, say for example, we can set it up to output triangle wave. So we need to do forward, oh, no, down, up. I'm all right. Okay. So now, did I have any more of that stuff? It's right here. Somewhere. There it is. All right, that's the chest where I just put on my cable. So there we go. Now I can come over here and grab this thing right here. This is just called the RedNet Historian. It's basically a computer monitor. But I have this thing emitting a triangle wave. And so if I put this thing like, I believe right there, there you go. You can see it, there's things outputting a triangle wave. It's very powerful. It'll handle analog signals and digital signals. But anyway, I'm going to do a tutorial on that. But I've been recording about 30 minutes. This is Grumpy. I appreciate all you guys watching. And, oh, well, there's one thing I was going to mention over here. I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I still need to automate the input of this. Right now I'm still having to manually feed in coke. I am going to automate that. I'm basically going to have a chest like maybe right here. And you throw all the coal in there and then it'll automatically get evenly distributed. But I'm going to do that with a programmable redneck controller. So it's not going to be that complicated. Not every circuit needs to be complicated. So we'll feed all of our coal into those ovens. And we'll use a programmable redneck controller to make it work. But anyways, Grumpy, we will see you next time. I appreciate all you guys watching.